Now we're going to do the other crossovers. This is a front crossover and you're going forward. The reason why it's called a front crossover is because this back foot is stepping in front of the other foot. Another way you can look at it is whoever you're fighting can see your front right now. This one is a rear crossover backwards. The reason why it's a rear crossover because the foot that's moving is going behind my other foot. Alright, the other ones you can do a rear crossover forward. So I'm going to take this back foot and instead of going in front of my other foot, I'm going to go behind it. Again, I keep my knees together and then I step out with this foot to the front. On this one, you may have noticed I went to the side a little bit. You can do it, but it's kind of tough. You're going to have to pivot a lot on this front foot to stay on one of these lines. But by now, you shouldn't need the lines. You should have practiced your stances good enough to where you can imagine a line where you want to go. So the other one we're going to do is a front crossover backwards. So I'm going to take this front leg and I'm going to pass it in front of my other foot. If you notice, just like this one and this one look the same, just played backwards. These ones are the same thing. So right when I step, anytime I do a front crossover, if I'm going forward or backwards, if my foot is crossing in front of my other one, I want to hurry up and put the weight on that foot so I could step out with the next one. A rear crossover, I'm going to keep my weight on the foot that I'm standing on until I step out with it. So this is a front crossover forward, my foot crosses in front, a front crossover backwards, my foot crosses in front, a rear crossover forward, my foot crosses in the rear, and a rear crossover backwards, my foot crosses in the rear. The reason why I showed you the other ones first is because those are the ones I use the most. I like to keep my body more towards my opponent than turning my back. Mostly those rear crossovers, this is kind of used for maybe setting up a kick or maybe setting up a spin, something like that.